Hi, my name is Marissa Wiley, and today I'm going to be discussing with you meditation and how it can help us to improve our emotional regulation and create a more compassionate world. Now, you might, initially looking at this screen, recognize some of these TV and movie scenes. And what all of these scenes have in common is an inability for this character to regulate their own emotions. And whether the interaction occurring is between coworkers or family members, friends, or loved ones, this inability for the character to regulate their own emotions leads to a lot of dysfunction within the relationship. And it also causes a lot of suffering, not only for the character inflicting whatever they're inflicting, but also for the person on the receiving end and for the different characters within that scene. And while these scenes might be dramatized, while they might be a little exaggerated, I think a lot of us can relate to these scenes. I would be completely lying to you if I said that I've never had an emotional outburst or that I've ever said or done something to a loved one or a friend or a stranger even that I wasn't necessarily proud of. So emotional regulation is really pertinent for us. It's pertinent for how we move about the world, for our workplaces, for our own relationships, friendships, etc. And in essence, emotional regulation is our ability to manage and respond to our emotional experiences. Now, emotional regulation is all about recognizing, understanding, and adjusting our emotional responses to different situations. And it's really about bringing our awareness or our consciousness to our emotions as they arise. And with this newfound awareness, it gives us power to control or choose how we respond to them. So again, in essence, it's basically adjusting our emotional reactions to different situations. Now, meditation is a tool, it's a practice that has a lot of benefits, but one of them being the ability to increase or improve our emotional regulation. There's been a lot of studies on meditation and how it can impact our brain, how it can impact our behavior. And it's been shown to strengthen our prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that allows us to make conscious and informed decisions. It allows us to plan ahead, to think ahead. It's what gives us our impulse control and, again, the ability to regulate our emotions and our reactions. Meditation has also been shown to decrease the size of the amygdala, which is a part of the brain that is basically like the emotional center. It's the stress response center. It also is where we kind of react to fear. There's also been studies to show that meditation can improve altruism, that it can help with emotional regulation and increase awareness, reduce reactivity, and also improve emotional resilience so that we can bounce back quicker from different emotional stimuli. Now, meditation also helps us to enhance or improve or cultivate more compassion. And compassion itself involves recognizing the suffering of others and feeling motivated to help alleviate it. It includes not just empathy, which is our understanding of other people's feelings, but also that altruism piece, the desire to help. Now, in the next slide, I'll cover a couple different meditation techniques, but I'll just briefly touch on one. There's a technique called loving kindness meditation or love-based meditations, which allows us to cultivate and increase our feelings of compassion and of love, not only for ourselves, but also to others. So meditation helps us to increase that sense of compassion for others. So we just briefly discussed the love meditation, but there's also single point of focus meditation, which I think is what typically people are most familiar with when they first think about meditation. And in essence, that technique is us directing our awareness or our attention onto an object of our choosing. So it could be the breath, could be something else like the inner guide. But whichever technique that you're choosing to do, it's going to help to increase your mindfulness. And when we have that increased awareness and mindfulness, when we apply that to our emotional states, it again gives us more control to regulate our emotional responses. And when we focus on the breath, if you're doing a single point of focus meditation on the breath, it also helps to regulate the body's stress response, leading to a more grounded emotional state, which can also help to calm the nervous system and maintain an emotional balance and promote feelings of calm. So if you're newer to meditation, starting your own personal meditation practice is pretty simple these days. There are a lot of different apps, a lot of different online platforms. 3 Jewels has its own online platform and donation-based meditations available. So you can check out 3 Jewels online. There's also different apps like Headspace or Calm that can guide you through different meditations. But I would definitely recommend starting out on the shorter end of meditations. And then as you increase your own personal practice, as you spend more time practicing, you can start to lengthen your meditation sessions. And then I would also recommend just, try as hard as you can to be patient with yourself. Meditation is a practice that improves over time. So just try to be as patient as you can with yourself. But what I think would be really revolutionary and what I think could be game-changing for us as humanity would be to implement different meditation programs in schools and workplaces and in other organized systems like prisons. Imagine how world-changing it would be if we could implement a 5-10-minute meditation daily in our elementary schools, in our preschools, in our middle schools, high schools, in our workplaces. Imagine if we were teaching people from a very young age how to sit with their breath and regulate their own emotions. I think that this could be pretty world-changing. But in essence, meditation is a simple and effective tool, very effective and low cost, that can be used to create a more compassionate world. Thank you so much for listening in today. It was a pleasure being with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.